this webinar, a very short webinar, where we would focus on the global theme of cybersecurity awareness around secure our world. And we have also added saying the trends and tips around how people can stay safe online. Okay, I'm just seeing that Remy is saying that you can't hear me. I don't know, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear.
Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you. So today we live in a digital world that is a world that is driven strictly by digital platforms. You will all remember that from the COVID time, it seems like all our lives have moved online. And this has come with responsibilities. This has also come with advantages, but then it has also come with some disadvantages as well. What we are trying to do here today is try and focus on areas in which we can show people some of the dangers of being online and how they can also take certain repercussions in terms of how well they can stay safe properly online. Today we have a number of us. Today's activity will basically fall around. We'll have opening remarks. We'll have our colleague also take us through a 30 minutes presentation on the theme of secure our world, and then we'll now open it up for comments before we invite one of our executive directors to also come and give his closing remarks on both of things. Just by way of introduction, because we've got some of our executives on the call today, so I'd just like to very quickly introduce some of our executive directors who are on this call today. I'd like to start introducing my executive director of finance and corporate services, who is representing our managing director and chief executive, Mohammed Sani Ibrahim. He's our executive director, finance and corporate services. We've also got our executive director, customer centricity and marketing, Honorable Olusegun Olulade, who is also on this call with us. Thank you so much, sirs, for joining us for this morning's activity. We also have our speaker for today, Nabila Wada. She is a team lead within our Security Operations Center. We've also got a couple of team leads from the business, from technical, from strategy, who are with us here at this webinar. We're very, very excited to see a number of our customers on this call, some of our prospective customers, and some of our stakeholders as well. I know that all of us are here today for one purpose: to see how we can improve our awareness around cybersecurity, but much more, really, how can we protect ourselves and not just ourselves, but our organizations around some of the menace that we see online today. So without wasting so much time, I'd like to invite for the opening remarks Executive Director, Finance and Corporate Services, Mohammed Sani Ibrahim. Sir, over to you.
Good morning, Chidi. Thank you very much for a very robust initial conversation. Good morning, distinguished guests, our valued customers, stakeholders, online community, industry partners, and colleagues. A very welcome to the GBB 2024 Cybersecurity Awareness Webinar, which we have tagged Secure Our World, Trends and Tips to Staying Safe Online. It's a pleasure to have all of you here, and I will appreciate your time, given the importance of such an event that we've put together. It's also a privilege to have all of you with us as we gather to address one of the most critical issues in today's digital age, which is cybersecurity. At Galaxy Backbone, we recognize that we live in a hyper-connected world where the digital economy is driving innovation and growth across sectors. However, with this opportunity comes the growing threat of cyber attacks, making it essential for us to safeguard the very platforms that power our daily lives and operations. Today's theme, Secure Our World, is not just a slogan, it's also a call to action reflecting our shared responsibility to protect the infrastructure, data, and robust and secure digital environment that can withstand the ever-evolving landscape of cyber threats. At Galaxy Backbone, we are committed to providing technology and expertise to help you secure your platforms. But technology alone is not enough. Cybersecurity requires a partnership, one where vigilance, collaboration, and proactive measures are key to fortifying our defenses. Through today's webinar, we aim to do more than just share information. We want to empower you with the knowledge and tools needed to protect your platforms and to ensure that you are prepared to face emerging threats head on. We are honored to have some of our leading cybersecurity specialists, experts, and others in the field who will provide deep insights into the latest trends, best practices, and strategies that will help us stay ahead of our cyber adversaries. As we continue to align with the federal government's vision of a secure, inclusive digital economy, Galaxy Backbone remains committed to being your trusted partner. Okay. I'm sorry. Hold on, please. Can you still hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Edie.
Yes.
Okay. My apologies. I've been commanded to be on video.
If you're on video when the audio is bad, how much more would the video be okay?
Well, that's another thing. But can you see me? I doubt it.
Not
No.
yet. You have something like video disabled something.
Seems to be muted.
To me, the
It's
audio
muted.
is so bad. So including
Your
including
video.
the video, I don't think it will get ahead with.
Okay, I think I'll just do without the video then.
I think it's better.
Yes. Okay.
It's okay.
Um so as we continue to align with the federal government's vision of a secure, inclusive digital economy, Galaxy Backbone remains committed to being your trusted partner in this journey. We invite you to engage actively throughout this event. Share your thoughts, ask questions, and explore how together we can enhance our cybersecurity measures. In closing, I want to stress that cybersecurity is a shared responsibility. By raising awareness, strengthening our partnerships, and taking decisive action, we can secure our world and protect the digital platforms that drive our progress. Thank you for joining us today. I look forward to insightful discussions that will leave us all better prepared to address the challenges ahead. And I'll use this opportunity to once again welcome you to this event. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, ED, ED Finance and Corporate Services, Mohammed Sani Ibrahim. Thank you so much for that opening remarks. I think one thing that you have highlighted here today is on that importance of shared responsibility within the cybersecurity space. We talk so much about shared values, shared prosperity. It's also important that we also know that there's also something called shared responsibility, just like our ED has highlighted. And I think it's something that as we go on in this webinar, it's important that we reflect on. because one of the big things that we say within Galaxy Backbone is that, security today, cybersecurity today is not just about the responsibility of the IT department or the guys within our security operations center, but then it's also the responsibility of everyone within the organization. That part of that importance of making sure that it even comes into the culture of our organization is very, very, very critical. Not just our organization, but the organization of our customers, because we see every day our lives, just like we said at the very beginning, has become very, very digital. We need to bring this into our culture so that we can begin to understand how we create within our organization. We'll know that this bit is also extremely, very, very critical. So thank you once again, Edie, for that opening remarks and for highlighting that for us. While Edie was talking, I know a number of us have also just joined this webinar. Thank you once again for being with us. Most of our customers, our stakeholders, we are very, very delighted to have you here with us. So without wasting so much time, it's important that we actually go into the meat of why we have asked everyone to come in for this webinar, which is basically to talk around the topic, secure our world, and look at trends, look at tips in areas where we can support ourselves within the organization. I'm very, very sure that when Nabila comes up to make her presentation, you take in some things that probably you knew before, but you will also find out that there are probably some areas that you probably haven't pictured, that you can look at as something that you can take out of this webinar and take into your organization, take into your business, take into your lives, take into everything that you do, so that we can all together continue to secure this new world that we live in today. On that note, I would like to invite for her presentation one of our top cybersecurity specialists in the house, who has done so much work within Galaxy Backbone, bringing in her expertise, bringing in her knowledge, bringing in her humanity in trying to ensure that we stay safe within Galaxy Backbone, but then also taking that also to the customer space and in ensuring that our customers are safe, the government is safe, and the organizations that we also serve are also safe. So I would like to invite Nabila Wada to get on with her presentation. Nabila.
Hi, Chidi. Thank you very much for that introduction. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to also extend my appreciation to each and every single one of you for making the time to join us in this webinar. And thank you to the ED as well for that remarkable opening. So I'm going to try to share my screen. I hope, just give me a minute. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. So to just dive into it, and well, before I dive into it, I would like to request that this session be a little bit more, an engaged session, so that we can share our experiences, give our thoughts and ideologies on certain things, so that we can all benefit from each other. So that being said, like Chidi already specified, the topic is securing our world, the trends and tips on staying safe online. Okay. So as an overview, We all know globally, October is a Cybersecurity Awareness Month, highlighted to talk about and to emphasize on the importance of cybersecurity for individuals and organizations. Definitely, for certain reasons, we like separating organizations and individuals, which is quite clear based on their definitions. But we might just incline into admitting that these two are intertwined in one way or another, because individuals come together to make an organization. An organization cannot function properly without the individuals that put the processes and technologies in place. So that being said, I would like to ask a question, and I would appreciate it if you can indulge me. You could just type in the answer in the chat, which would make it a bit easier. I just need like a couple of answers so that we can move on due to time constraint. So here's my question. What do you think is the biggest cybersecurity threat? To a security threat? Is it malware? Is it a ransomware? Anything? Any answer?
Well, can't hear from this side.
Sorry, Nabila, please, can you ask the question again? I think we lost you a bit when you were trying to ask that question.
I think our network is having issues. She's off completely.
Okay. Okay, I think the question, Nabila, while we wait for her to come back on, I think the question Nabila was trying to ask is what, in your opinion, is the biggest cybersecurity threat, around today? And she had asked that if you can just put that in the chat box so that we can just have some conversation around that.
There was some kind of an interruption. Chidi, can we proceed or should we wait for?
No, we can proceed, Nabila. I think we lost you a bit, but I can't see your screen again. You may need to reshare.
Yes, I'm gonna have to reshare that. Just give me a minute.
All right. Can you also see the chat? But some people have also put in some thoughts around them. I'm seeing human.
Yes, I see it.
Yeah, I guess you can see. Yeah, okay.
Perfect. Okay, you can see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
Perfect. Okay, so I'm seeing some responses here. Biggest threat is human, exactly. Okay, so we have a lot of cybersecurity savvy people in our midst. So actually, like most of you have rightfully pointed out, the biggest cybersecurity threat is you as an individual, as human, because it's been identified that 90% of cyber attacks, successful cyber attacks, were caused by human error. It could be due to social engineering or due to password, your password being weak, or any such thing that actually centralizes back to humans. From the screen here, you can see the channels people most commonly receive spam is either via email or a phone call, a scammy phone call, a text message, or maybe a WhatsApp message or Facebook Messenger, stuff like that. Now, personally, I've received a phone call. Somebody called me claiming that he's calling from quote unquote a school, that there would be some kind of a Zoom meeting, and he would be sending me a link, and I need to click on that link, and once I click, I'll get a verification on my phone. I should give it to him. Usually what they do is they piggyback on that sense of urgency. And psychologically speaking, when you're being urged to do something really fast, your brain doesn't process that information accurately. So you end up actually falling for that and giving them the information they need. That's something that we need to really look into. It's something that when somebody is pushing you to click on something, why are you clicking on it? On what basis are they asking you to do that? So that's something we'll discuss a bit more as I go into the presentation. On the top right, let me just use this laser so that you'll see what I'm talking about. Great. So top left, you can see top cause of insider threat being or contractor negligence, about 5% of that. 25% is malicious intent, maybe a disgruntled employee, somebody that you've sacked, and based on there, the analysis shows about 304 million ransomware attacks are recorded every year, which breaks it down to about 37,700 attacks every hour. And that's about 578 ransomware attacks every minute. This cybersecurity threat is becoming more prominent. It's becoming more elaborate. It's not going anywhere. So it's something that we have to address head on. Okay, global cybersecurity threats. In line with organizational requirements and digitalization processes going on not only in Nigeria, but in most of developing countries, we're moving from analog to digital. And processes, information, transactions, almost everything is becoming more and more digital now. And these cyber threats affect both individuals and businesses in line of either financial loss, operational disruptions, reputational damage for organizations, legal and compliance issues, which is also more organizational related, and data breaches. Now, one would say that probably there was a webinar I went to, and there was a very interesting question. Somebody asked, what is more valuable to a hacker? Is it your personal information or your financial data? I'm sure most people in the webinar, a lot of people actually tilted towards financial data, but as much as we'd want to agree that financial data is an obvious answer, but personal information can be classified as more valuable, because just financial data is getting access to your finances, but with your personal information, there is a broader reach to what he can do with that. With that information, he can get access to your emails, which would span more than your financial information. You could get access to your medical records. You can get access to a lot of other things. So personally, I feel financial data, though it's important, has a bit of a lower ranking than your personal information. which is the reason why securing that personal information, your personal identifiables, is very important. And not to forget, most of these attackers or hackers tend to reach us individually using social engineering. Now, social engineering is usually something that we engage in without even realizing we're engaging in that. For instance, there was some time back, there was this unnecessary challenge on, I think it's TikTok or Snapchat, one of the two. Put in your day and find your birthday mate. Why do you want to do that? How is that going to benefit you in any way? So what happens is, some of them might be just for fun, but others might be an actual attempt to retrieve that kind of information. Your birthday, your mother's maiden name, these things tend to be answers to your secret questions when you're trying to retrieve your password or retrieve some kind of information that you've lost touch to or contact to. So these are things that might not, to you in first look, might not seem to be important if you give them to people that are online, but in hindsight, when you look at it holistically, these are information gathering, help these attackers get on you. So we need to be careful around such activities, and we need to be a bit more careful on downloading pictures, to be precise. Let's go on. Somebody sends you a picture, you don't even know who that person is, and you just download the picture. You're not sure what you're downloading on your phone. It might be a scripted malware that could gain information or access to your device. It could be your laptop, it could be your phone. So personally, what I like doing is when somebody sends me a picture on WhatsApp, I would rather call you first to confirm, did you just send this to me? If yes, then what is it? Why did you send it to me? If it's important, I'll click. If not, then I mean, there's no point. There's really no point. Most attacks, mostly in this part of the region, come through WhatsApp because more people are engaged in WhatsApp. Sorry, I've spent too much time on this slide, so moving on. Okay. So did you know that globally, it's estimated that about 3.5 billion phishing mails or spam emails are sent on a daily basis, which breaks that down to about 102 billion phishing or spam emails monthly. So for some of you that have been in GBB SOC, in our SOC here, I think this diagram might look a bit familiar to you. This is a pie chart that gives you an overview. This is like just for this month. On average, we receive about a little over 6 million incoming mails into our network. That's anything that is Galaxy email based or anything that we protect for our customers that's based on the email domain. So looking at this yellow part, which is about 88.2%, are the spam emails that are being filtered out before letting them through onto the network. The green part is 11.7%, which is the legit mails. So imagine if you don't have a functional email security appliance, the kind of spam mails and phishing emails that you would wake up to on a daily basis would be remarkably huge. Okay. And based on malware attacks, there is a statistical analysis of 5.5 billion malware attacks reported globally. That's 2023 analysis. Now, in 2022, that's a year before this, it was a bit more than this. So there's a slight decline. by the time they're done with the 2024 analysis, it would be less than this, because people are becoming more and more savvy in dealing with malwares now. You know what to do, you know, protect your network, you know how to segment that network to ensure the malware doesn't spread or doesn't affect. So there's a lot of place for malware. So as the years go by, that attack is going to decline. But for data breaches, that's an entirely different ballgame. In 2023, data breaches significantly increased, with staggering 78% compared to the previous year, which is 2022. Now, this would keep increasing different matrix malware. The reason why this would increase is because of that human factor. The fact that someone somewhere decided to use a weak password within their own home. Somewhere is not using multi-factor authentication. So the importance of personal security hygiene affects the productivity or the outcome of cybersecurity implementation of each and every organization, and by extension, its individuals as well. On average, here in Galaxy, we receive a total of about 111 million failed brute force attempts in customer assets. When I say customer asset, internal and external average. So we ensure that we prioritize the security of user accounts as a compliance, enforcing passwords, most definitely implementing the multi-factor authentication for such access. These measures play a significant role, a crucial role, in safeguarding against unauthorized access and ensuring the integrity of our systems and that of our customers. We have a lot of compliance, which we'll get to, that support best practice when it comes to password and multi-factor authentication and in-depth access control. You just should have access to what you need to have access to. Just because that's at the gate do not need to have access to it, because they have nothing to do there. There are other people on another floor, another department, that don't need access to the data center. So just access to people that need that access. If they don't need it, they don't need to have it. That's part of best security practice.
Hi, Nabila. Are you there? Nabila, can you hear me?
And she has
She's
another
having
network
network
issue.
issue again.
Okay, sorry. While we wait for, I think she's having some issues with her network at the moment. While we wait for Nabila to come in, I saw that, I think it was it Akachiko also had raised his hand. Are you there? I know you have a question to ask. I don't know, would you want to ask the question now when Nabila comes back on, or would you want to us to hold on till after her presentation so that we can just take the questions together? Yes, I've just seen a question from Sunday Osage. Yes, we'll definitely share the presentations with you at the end of this webinar.
I apologize for that interruption. This one is on me. Can you hear me? Let me share my screen again.
Yes, we can hear you, Nabila. Yes, we can hear
Okay.
you. Please, can you?
I'm trying to share the screen again.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Voila. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. So I don't know how much information you've missed. I think you heard the whole ranking of Nigeria in Africa and around the world. So it's the same ranking for 2023 Global Cybersecurity Index, although with the present amendment of the cybercrime and the implementation of the NDPR, and hopefully we're also working, Nigeria is working towards joining the Malabo of the AU. Hopefully by next year, our ranking would move a bit higher, though we are head on head with Kenya, so I don't know how that's going to end up. Anyway, approximately 96% of organizations reportedly experience phishing attacks. This is very accurate on the global index. A lot of organizations face this problem, which with the proper email security infrastructure, you should be able to malicious emails, malicious attempts from entering your domain, which would help in a lot of ways. But another thing is internally, there is that insider threat, which should also be mitigated. Mostly it's lack of awareness. So with proper awareness, with proper implementation of proper hygiene on emails, what to click, what not to click, what to do, what not to do, I think would be it would be of great help to all organizations. Galaxy has an entire infrastructure on how to handle email, phishing mail awareness, you know, with a little bit of change on how the sender and the receiver and stuff like that. So if you are well versed in knowing what to look out for in an email, you're not going to fall victim to these things. You're not going to click on certain links, and you're not going to respond to emails that are not from the rightful person. So moving on to the next slide. Okay. Protecting customer data is our top priority. Increasingly, with the adoption of digital technology worldwide and the burgeoning youth demographic that we're going through now, that are eager to always lay their hands on new technologies, new phones, and then on top of that, there is the exposure that we're coming into now based on areas that didn't used to have connectivity. Now there's this infrastructural layout shared by, I think it should be the Honorable Minister, about the 774 local government area fiber connectivity. This would expose our attack surface a bit more. The more connection we have to the internet, the more exposed we are. So based on that, prioritization of securing not only customer data, but internal data as well, is becoming more and more paramount. So to ensure that your data remains secure and confidential, you need to ensure data encryption. The data at rest needs to be encrypted. That way, if anybody gets their hands on it, they're going to be able to read what's on it. Data in transit needs to be encrypted. That way, there should be some kind of a tunneling system, VPN, to transmit the data to ensure that nobody is reading it, like a man in the middle attack. You need to secure access control as well. Just like the example I gave initially about someone that doesn't require access to a certain space or a certain folder shouldn't be given access to that folder. Ensure you have security audits to align with your compliance. Vulnerability assessments and penetration testing. This is very important. It's additional layer for you to share updates. iPhone usually releases updates, Android releases updates, your laptop. Sorry, I think, are you trying to say something? Okay. Your laptops are also usually receive your patch or software updates that you need to abide by. These technological companies will updates or the patches when they realize bug in the previous update or the previous version. That way you update and then you become more secure. It's important that whenever your phone manufacturer produces an update, just go ahead and update your phone, update your laptop, whatever digitally oriented device you have, just try and keep them updated as much as possible. Okay. So this is one of my favorite slides, not to brag about GBD, but it's actually quite impressive to have these certifications under one umbrella, under one organization. Usually you have organizations that have 2, maximum 3 of these. Galaxy has 5 very crucial, very important global standards. The first one being the ISO 27006 version. This is an internationally recognized or globally recognized information security management system. This gives you an overview and a framework on the second one being the ISO 20001, also the latest update, 2018, and internally IT service management. The third one being the PCI DSS. This standard focuses on credit card information, payment data, personal identifiable informations. Is usually used. This is actually a very paramount certificate. Sorry, Chidi, is there a way you can everyone?
I won't be able to come and do it now. So let her help you. Hopefully.
Chidi, is there a way you can mute everyone?
Thank you. Thank you.
Anyway. So PCI DSS, like because of its focus on credit card information, banks usually piggyback on this. Banks and as for safe and secure protection of data at rest and data in motion as well. So the fourth being the ISO 9001, also version 2015. This is more on quality management system. If you need more information on this, I think our business continuity ISBC team is here. They would give you a better on this. This is a bit out of my scope. So the last 301, also the latest version 2019. It's an international standard that focuses on business continuity management system. So basically, business continuity and disaster recovery should a problem happen, or God forbid, something goes wrong, your entire infrastructure goes down, you need to have a backup somewhere you can recover from. Kind of like what Galaxy has. We have our data center, Tier 3 data center in Abuja, and then we have our backup Tier 4 data center in Kano. Okay. I think I've been really emphasizing on this previously. It's very, very important that individually we implement these practices to stay safe, because our individual decisions affect our organizational security as well. So using a very strong password based on one of these certifications that of the certifications that I just showed, the PCI DSS and the ISMS, the requirement for a strong password is a length of, now it's a length of 12 characters. It used to be 10. I think they increased it. Was it late last year or early this year? I can't remember. But the length needs to be 10 with a mixture of characters, capital letters, and to envelope it with their script to try to run the brute force. So if you have a common word in your password, it's going to be very easy for them to gain access to your data. So you need to implement MFA. It's very important to have more authentication. An example I really like giving, and I've said it before, is the WhatsApp message. People tend to, because it's really going on now. A lot of people are getting hacked. Their WhatsApp is getting hacked. It's being taken over by malicious actors. So if you have your multi-factor authentication enabled on the WhatsApp, because there is an MFA inbuilt in your WhatsApp. So if you have that enabled, even if they trick you into clicking that link and giving them the code, they need the MFA 6-digit code to be able to take over. They need that. So unless, God forbid, you give that to them, they're not going to be able to take over your password. It's very important that you MFA on your WhatsApp and every other device, your phone, your anything. Just get an MFA tool and just implement on your devices. And it's very much encouraged for organizations as well for extra layer of authentication. To access their emails, their devices, their shared folders, their servers, and all that. I'm sorry, somebody is saying they cannot hear. Is it a general issue or it's just them? Can everyone hear me?
We can hear you.
Yes, we can hear
Okay,
you.
great. Okay, great. And then using antivirus to ensure you have reliable antivirus on all your devices. Should there be I don't know, what example can I use? Okay, you've already clicked on that link or you've already downloaded the script that's on your WhatsApp. The antivirus would probably play a certain role in trying to limit the effect of either the virus or the worm or the malware, but it would be really nice for us not to get to that point. So ensure you update and patch your systems, your phones, everything, even within the organizational infrastructure. Make it a mandate to push centralized update systems, your laptops, your servers. Make sure there's no room for vulnerability exploitation. And ensure you have a backup for personal devices. Like Apple has the iCloud, Android has its own. Back up your stuff in case anything happens or ransomware. You don't need to be a victim of circumstance. You can just wipe everything out and just restore from backup and you'll be fine. Same thing with your organizational infrastructure, which I'm very sure if you need any such service from GBB, there's a buttload of that. So I'm sure that the marketing people would give you a more explanation or layout. So everyone plays their role, like Chidi said earlier in his remark. Security is a shared responsibility between us and you and your organization and you and your network. generally. You have to be committed to keeping your system and services secure. You have to play your own role to protect yourself and to protect your infrastructure. How we play our role, I'm talking like from our end now, we play our role is robust system security. There's the edge security, and then once you pass the edge security, there's an advanced encryption, there's firewall, and then your logs are being monitored to ensure there isn't any malicious activity going on, to ensure there's a defense against cyber threats. And then there's this regular update as well. You have experts on standby to ensure that they, play their role, give you their expert advice, run their own needs to ensure your infrastructure or topology segmentation is perfectly protected and handled appropriately. Now, from your end, you have to, and I have to emphasize this really, strong passwording. You have to use your unique complex passwords, and you have to just make it a habit to change that regularly. Usually, most of the policies, compliance or standards suggest that you change your password every 90 days. That's 3 months. Just keep changing it, keep changing it. So within the organization, you can implement that kind of infrastructure, and yourself as well. But three things as to information, they be able to access almost everything, because mostly username is your email address, which is not difficult to get. So if they get the password, they're going to have access to almost everything you do. So it's good practice to have different passwords for different things. Ensure you enable two-factor authentication for everything you do as much as possible. And most importantly, stay vigilant. Be cautious of phishing attempts, suspicious links. Do not click on that link if you know where it's coming from, if you're not sure of the person, and if the message associated with the link sounds a bit fishy. I mean, as let's say an IT person, you receive an email from your assumed chief financial officer telling you, oh, I cannot make a transaction. Just could you click on this link? Could you send this fund to this link, and then I'll reimburse you later? That sounds a bit fishy. So it's something that you should not just go ahead and do. It might happen. It might be a genuine thing. So you can just pick up the phone and call them before you do anything. So if something feels off, report it immediately, either to your IT personnel or to your cybersecurity unit, or by extension, if you're dealing with GBB, just send it to us and we'll take it from there. Of course, you know our support systems and our resources. There's the hotline. The number is right there. You have our email address. We can provide you with security guides, consultation, one-on-one consultation or organizational level consultation that you can use for better security layout and infrastructure. GBB provides what we call the managed security services, which could be any of these laid out services or accumulation of everything, actually. So the SOC monitoring basically is, we monitor the logs, we monitor your traffic. If anything fishy comes up, we generate a report for you, send it to you with recommendations. We do not do anything about it. We do not stop it. We do not mitigate it for you, but we just give you an overview and what we recommend you should do at your own end. And then another one is the detection, analysis, and response. It's like an extra layer of the SOC. In the detection, analysis, and response, when we act on it, we resolve it for you and then give you an overview of what happened and when it happened. We have the vulnerability management, which We kind of run a vulnerability assessment on your infrastructure, and we, after running the vulnerability assessment, we run a pen testing. We tell you, okay, this is how we got into your system. That's if we're able to get in. This is how we got into your network. And this is how you get this. This is what you need to do to ensure a malicious actor does not gain access to your information. We go ahead with the threat intelligence. Intelligence helps in a broader understanding of vulnerabilities and zero-day vulnerabilities, zero-day attacks, how to deal with them, how to associate with malware and malicious implementations. Being that's going on with AI now and machine learning, there's just so much out there. So you have to just keep up with the evolving trend. There's the forensic analysis. This actually has to do with when the issue already happens, when you already have an incident. So you call us in, we run an analysis. We found out how the malicious actor got in, what they did, how they did it, why they did it. No, okay, not why, but they don't usually have a good reason. But how they did it and how you can better mitigate that from happening. We offer the security compliance as well based on our already achieved global standards. We're eligible to give you a security compliance framework for you to go about it and implement it within your environment. There's the auditing. We can come in your system. We can tell you, okay, this is what you need to ensure compliance with ISO 27001. This is what you need to ensure compliance with PCI DSS, kind of all those certifications based on what you need and how to achieve everything. Stay vigilant. Every click, every download, every login matters. So just put it at the back of your head that you need to process that 1 second information before you download it, before you click on that link, before you do anything, because you play a crucial role in protecting your system, our system, your organization's system. So you need to be proactive in spotting unusual activities. Anything that looks unusual to you, nothing is silly. If it looks unusual to you, you can report anything. It's up to the SOC team or the cybersecurity team to say, okay, no, you know what, this is not a big problem, but report anything. That's okay. Just anything that you feel to you with justification is weird, just report it. And you can join the fight by participating in our cybersecurity trainings, in our initiatives to stay sharp and prepared and on top of cybersecurity threats that are emerging from every angle every day. So thank you so much for your time. I know probably this went a bit longer than anticipated, but here we are. So this is the part where if you have questions, you can type them in, or if your audio is audible enough, you can just ask your questions. But preferably typing in gives us a better viewing capability. Thank you everyone for your time. Chidi, over to you.
It appears Chidi is not close.
Okay. Okay, so questions, concerns, suggestions, anything?
Well, mine, it's not a question, it's rather to appreciate you for bringing out the key things of concern as regards cybersecurity threats and providing us with accurate data that we can also make reference to further enlighten other colleagues on these threats. Thank you very much for the timely presentation, even though there are technical hitches. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Thank you.
Good day. I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
This issue of malware, ransomware attack. I don't know whether if it happens, because studies around said you can never recover your files back. I don't know whether there is still a solution based on your own experience. Or is it still at that situation that when it happens, you should just forget about the file, forget about what they have encrypted? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for that amazing question. I think it was, I'm trying to go back to the slide. There was okay, here. I talked about backup. So yeah, once your data has been encrypted and they have the decryption key, usually they ask you to pay and then they give you the decryption key and then you decrypt it, right? So if you have an active backup system for, again, business continuity, you can just restore from that backup. That way you gain access to your data, you gain access to your information, but because they've already encrypted the present data at that time, if they don't give you the key, you're not going to be able to gain access to it. But if you have a good backup, a valid backup, you can just restore from backup and then you're good to go. But then again, an additional thing, this is me being a little technical. So an additional measure is once you back up, you run a scan on your scan I hope that answers your question.
It's apart from the backup, they have not yet found a solution to the getting back the file. That's just the clarification I want.
Sorry, could you say that again? I kind of missed you.
I said apart from resorting to the backup way to recover back, that means up till now, no technology has been devised to that once the file is encrypted, because what I heard is even if you pay the ransom, you cannot get it back. I'm just saying it still stays at that level. Is that still the situation?
At the moment, yes. At the moment, yes, because the ransomware are becoming more and more AI, and everyone encrypts using their own personified key. So for you to get that key, they have to give it to you. So there, at the moment, there might be, yeah.
Okay, thank you. Another question I have is this email hygiene of Galaxy Backbone. Sometimes we have a problem. We have a problem with the email hygiene. There are some mails that come in that it tends to flag, and I sometimes it flags it, and the organization calls us that they sent a particular mail to our domain, and we have to call your network security that's also mail, and they will now release it. You know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know
okay, so
you can talk on.
Yes. So usually what happens is when an email is coming towards your domain, it has to go through the email gateway. And the checks that happen are SPF checks, DKIM checks. So if the email gateway holds on or quarantines that email, it means that email, the domain of the sender, does not pass these 2 checks or one of the 2 checks. So the only way to resolve something like that is if that sender, the person sending it to you, updates or verifies their DKIM. DKIM is kind of like a checklist of authenticity for their domain. So as long as they don't have that, mostly the email gateways, not just Galaxy, most email gateways that are a bit stringent when it comes to security and filtering, would quarantine. It doesn't drop the mail, it quarantines it for verification from the receiver. But right now, we're working on a system within our email gateway. Usually, what we're about to release, which release it very soon. Once an email is sent to you and it gets quarantined, you receive a list of emails to you that have been quarantined. They're still going to be quarantined, but a list of them.
I think that is better.
Yes.
Because
so that's what
sometimes the
we're providing.
users management will quarrel with us and say we don't know what we are doing. How can they send a legitimate? Like there was a situation where they said it is only us that did not get, it's only us that the mail did not deliver. So we're now surprised. And when I called network security, they said it was quarantine and they had to release it. And then, like you said, if this thing is done, it will help the situation.
Yes. So
At
we're
least
going
even
to
if it
release
is
that very soon.
quarantine, let us still have it so that we will know.
No, you're going to have the list of quarantined mails, and
Yes,
all you
it's
need to do
okay.
is
That
click
one
on
is
it to
good.
either release it. Yeah, so
Yes,
you
yes.
click
I
on it
think
to
that one
release
is
it or
better
to,
rather than to just keep it.
yeah, okay. Yeah, we're working on that. It's going to be released
Because
very
a
soon.
situation where somebody, like you talked about DKIM, that's domain key identifier mail. There was a time I tried to implement it and it was with criteria, it became so harsh that somebody was changed,
I'm sorry, sir. I think your audio
the
is
person had
breaking.
to hear me. Hello?
Yes, we
Hello?
can hear you now.
You see, the person had to almost miss the flight, but he now resorted to using the Gmail and those faceless email, and they responded well, and the person was able to get this, and the issue now came up that what's really happening to the email service that we are using. So, like you mentioned, if it's quarantined and it's still sent to you to release, that would be very good if they can work on that as soon as possible.
Yes, we're working on it, and it will be released very soon. So I apologize for the inconvenience so far.
Okay, thank you very much, Benjamin, for that question. So sorry, this is Chidi. I think I was having some issues with the audio on my system. Thank you so much, Benjamin. But by the way, what organization are you from? It will be great to know your name before you ask your question and comments. It will be great to have your name and your
I'm from
organization.
Nigerian Shippers Council.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Benjamin. All right. Okay, we have Idubio. Please, you can go ahead with your question.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Yeah. Ejibio Barinet. I just want reference to the last slide. That's the conclusion and slide. Let's wish. I'm sorry. I want to thank you for your presentation. Thank you. On the last slide, conclusion part, there's a bullet that says the fight. We said, participate in our security training. So I just want to throw more light on that. We get trained on cybersecurity.
Sorry, it will be what organization are you from?
I say, please. Nezra.
Nezra. All right, thank you.
Please.
Nabil, are you there? Nabil, are you there?
Yeah, sorry, speaking. I didn't know I was muted. Even though I didn't get most of what she was saying, I kind of picked up on her asking about the join the fight, participate in our cybersecurity training and initiatives to stay sharp and prepared. So as at, I can't remember the actual month, there were some trainings put on our page, kind of for you to kind of understand cybersecurity hygiene. And we will be releasing some more so that you can, just kind of basic fundamental trainings on what you need to do and what you don't need to do when it comes to cybersecurity and the frameworks alike. Just if you can, if it's not too much trouble, if you could follow us on our Instagram page, Facebook, I think Facebook, right, GD? Instagram, Twitter, Facebook?
Okay. Yes, that's correct, Nabila. Yes.
Okay, so information like that would be released and published online for general consumption.
All right, thank you very much. So we also have Omega. Please, if you can just unmute yourself and you can go ahead and ask your question. Please, your name and the organization you work for. Ramat.
Yes.
Ramat.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, okay, please. Please, if you can go ahead with your question, please, your name and the organization you work for, please.
Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Ramat Bello, Minister of Health and Social Welfare. Thanks for the presentation. Apology, I joined late and my network was a lot of awareness in the office so that as much as all they should be able to use their official email. But the challenges we have been having and we have been reporting is that when you create an email, initially when you create an email for staff, post login, they can change their password. But right now, for a long time, more than a month plus, they can't do. Whenever there's an issue for us to change our password, we have to do that from the back end. The staff, the users cannot change their password after first login. Know what effort has been put in place by Galaxy to resolve that, because it's actually giving us challenges. When we are trying to encourage them, they try to give you the challenges they are facing. That is one. Secondly, we have to talk about the size of the emails. We have some technical department that they send mails and attachment to their different partners. Ministry of Health works a lot of partners and NGOs. So they complain about that. When we complain, they said we should send in the list of the individuals that needs the email size to be increased. Is this the best option, or do we just write for an increase in and have the same or a similar problem? So what do we do? How best do we approach this, especially on the official email? We're really facing a lot of challenges on that. Thank you.
Sorry, Nabila, did you get that?
Yes, I did. Thank you for that question. But I don't know if we have anybody from GXCP data center here, because that question is more data center oriented, not cybersecurity. Because I think it has to do with the Active Directory password changes and the size allocated per user. Anyone from? If no, then ma'am, if you don't mind, maybe dropping your email, we'll have somebody from GXCP reach out to you with answers to your question. You could just drop your email in the chat.
All right. Thank you very much. So Ramatu, I hope you got what Nabila said. Please, we would like to respond to this question, but if you can just drop your email, and we'll get somebody to get in touch with you. So we can take 2 more questions before we wrap up today's webinar. I don't know if there are questions, it could be comments, it could be ideas. I know initially I saw Akachiku and JD raise their hands. I don't know whether maybe in the course of Nabila's presentation, she's handled the question or the comment that you wanted to make. Yeah, we responded. Sorry, Hafsat, you have a question. You can go ahead. Hafsat, can you hear me? Okay. Ibrahim, okay, go on.
Okay. What if I have a question that's entirely not on this cybersecurity, but is GBB related? Can I still ask that?
I'll probably ask Ibrahim that if you can drop that in the chat box.
Okay. Okay.
And then we can take it offline because we've actually
all right.
tried to just pause this. Yeah, thank you.
Kindly also drop your email so that the response can be sent to you, if that's okay.
Okay, do we have any more questions or comments? If we don't have any more questions, I just wanted to just add, I think the very, very important part, the important, some of the most important things that Nabila highlighted in her presentation. I think one of the things that really caught my attention was when you said, every decision that we make, it could either make or mar the security of our organization. I think that's very profound. I think that comes back to cybersecurity and human. So I think it's very, very important that we try to remember the role that we play in this whole exercise around keeping ourselves safe, our organizations safe. I think that's very, very critical as we evolve and we go on within this digital space. And I think also very importantly is what you talked about. And I know you emphasized this about 3 or 4 times when you talked about the 2-factor authentication. I think that is just so important today with what is happening within the WhatsApp community. I think I myself have fallen victim of it at some point, and you're spot on when you said that sometimes people take you unawares, and they probably give into certain distractions that you have around you, or they just keep pushing you to click that which you're not supposed to click. So thank you so much for highlighting that. I believe that all of us on this call have in one way or the other benefited in one way from the presentations that you have shared. And we can still see some emails and then some questions coming within the group chat. We'll take note of them, and you can be rest assured that we will send, we'll respond to you appropriately. Please, I know somebody has also asked if they'll get the presentation. We'll definitely send the presentation to everyone on this call at the end of the call. So without wasting so much time, I would like to invite for the closing remarks. He's been with us here from the very beginning of this webinar up until this point. He's he's the person in charge of all customers within Galaxy Backbone, and he's someone who is very, 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 very passionate about customer satisfaction, ensuring that we all engage our customers properly, and we respond to their needs very, very, very effectively. So for his closing remarks and vote of thanks, I would like to invite our Executive Director, Customer Centricity and Marketing, Honorable Olusegun Olulade, for his closing remarks. Sir, over to you.
Well, thank you, Shidi, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Nabina, you've done a very wonderful presentation, and we are proud of you. Distinguished guests, partners, customers, and colleagues, as we come to the close of this enlightened and engaging cybersecurity awareness event, it is clear that we have had a time filled with profound insights and actionable takeaways. On behalf of the management and staff of Galaxy Backbone, I extend our sincere appreciation to all of you for taking the time to be here on this webinar and for making this event a success. To our valued customers, I have listened to you. We are deeply grateful for the trust you place in us to meet your digital infrastructure needs. Your active participation today reaffirms our commitment to you, and it drives us to continuously improve our services and solutions to ensure that they will not only meet but exceed your expectations. Today's conversation has strengthened our resolve to remain at the forefront of securing your platforms, ensuring that your data and operations are protected as the digital landscapes evolves. To our prospective customers, we hope today's session has demonstrated our unwavering commitment to securing your digital future. At Galaxy Backbone, we recognize that cybersecurity is not just a service, it's a partnership. Just like finance and corporate service are enlightened during his opening remarks, we are here to work alongside with you, offering our expertise and state-of-the-art infrastructure to protect your organization from cyber threats. We hold special thanks to our cybersecurity professionals whose contributions and insight have been invaluable. Your knowledge and insight have enriched us and provided the strategies we need to build stronger cyber defenses and adapt with a resilient digital ecosystem. We are proud to work with you in creating a safer, more secure digital environment for organizations across and beyond. A heartfelt thank you also goes to the organizing team. Your dedication and seamless coordination have made today's event not only possible, but also impactful. The success of these events is a testament to your hard work behind the scenes. Finally, I want to reiterate that cybersecurity is an ongoing journey. one that requires continuous learning, vigilance, and collaboration. The knowledge we have gained today must be translated into actionable steps within our organization. As we move forward, let us remain united in our shared responsibility to secure our world and protect the digital infrastructure that power our works and lives. Thank you all for your time, your commitment, and your partnership. We look forward to continue engagement and collaboration as we work together to secure a brighter, safer digital future. Thank you. Have a great day, and we look forward to seeing you again at future webinar. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Our Executive Director, Customer Centricity and Marketing, Honorable Olusegun Ololade. Thank you so much for that closing remarks. Our AD has, summarized everything that has been shared here today. He talked about shared collective responsibility. He talked about collaboration, which is very, very critical on this journey for us within the cybersecurity space. For us at Galaxy Backbone, cybersecurity is at the very, very heart of everything that we do. So we make it extremely serious to ensure that we secure our organizations, we secure government, we secure our people, so that they can feel, safe to achieve the objectives that they've set for themselves and their organizations. So before we go, we'd just like to also remind everyone, just like Nabila highlighted within her presentation, that you can please follow us on our social media handles, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Instagram. We are at Galaxy Backbone on each of these platforms, so that you can follow most of the activities that we have within Galaxy Backbone around all of our services, from cybersecurity to cloud to connectivity to colocation, all the services that we bring to organizations within the public and private sector. So once again, on behalf of all of us at Galaxy Backbone, thank you so much for being here with us. And we hope that when we invite you again for another of our webinar, that you would graciously accept to join us. Once again, thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day. We've also taken note of, we are seeing emails and comments coming in within the chat box. We are taking note of all of that, and be rest assured that we will get back to you after this exercise. Once again, thank you very, very much. And we've come to the end of today's cybersecurity awareness webinar. We encourage us all to please go on and action everything that you've heard here today. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. Okay.